Ever wonder why some people can't help themselves when it comes to messing with the royal guards? I mean, seriously, these guys are the definition of stoic. They stand tall, silent, and unflinching, like some kind of living statue. That is until some genius tourist thinks, hey, let me try to make them crack. Spoiler alert, it's never a good idea, and when they cross that invisible line of decency and respect, well, let's just say things don't end well for them. What do you think happens when you push these guards too far? Do they crack a smile, or do they show you why they're not just for show? You'll find out in a second. Oh, look at this genius. Let's see if poking a guy who's literally trained to remain completely still for hours is going to get you a big laugh. Surprise! It won't. We all know what happens next, but go ahead and let's act surprised when a police officer shows up to remind this genius that disrespecting a royal guard is basically a one-way ticket out of the palace grounds. Weren't you having fun? Well, now you're about to have a lot of fun with the cops. Hope you didn't pack a snack for your forced departure.
Rupert!
Consequences.
Right, ladies. Yeah, so be soldiers.
Oh, here comes the cavalry. A police officer steps in all calm, probably thinking, oh, here we go again. And while this tourist is still playing the "it's just a prank" card, the officer calmly explains that these royal guards are there to serve. They're not part-time statues for your amusement. But you know what? Let's give this guy some credit. He at least tried to put up an argument for himself. Too bad though, it was game over before it even started.
Yeah, so be soldiers, serve their country, alright? They take their job seriously. They are responsible for the protection of this facility. They are not an object of ridicule. I appreciate you having fun. He's not having fun. He's got a long day. There's a lot of hours he's got to do. It is tiring, exhausting.
And then the best part, the ultimate get out of jail free card. The classic police escort out. Because what's better than being publicly called out for being a disrespectful idiot? But don't worry, you can always tell yourself it was just a joke. Right? Sure, if getting a one-way ticket out of the area was part of the joke, I guess that counts.
You take the out of it, alright? We do not appreciate that. I will ask you to leave the facility. Alright?
Oh look, a tourist thinking he's got the perfect Insta moment in mind. What could possibly go wrong when you get up close to a royal guard for that iconic shot? Absolutely nothing. Except of course the fact that the horse you're trying to photograph might not be in the mood for selfies. Just a thought. But hey, at least it was a memorable photo, right?
It was at this moment that he knew. He
And of course, what happens next is exactly what you'd expect. The horse gives a subtle yet unmistakable warning. And what do you do when you've gone too far? You get kicked. Hard. But no, not everyone learns from this. Nope. Some brilliant souls think it's okay to grab a horse's reins and test the waters. Spoiler alert, it's not. The only thing you're testing is your pain tolerance when that hoof connects with your rear end.
Get off the way!
Oh, let's step up the stupidity a bit, shall we? Here's a tourist who thought it was a great idea to slap the horse. You know, just give it a little tap on the back as if it's some friendly pony at a petting zoo. What could possibly go wrong, right? Well, aside from the fact that horses aren't here for your amusement, and they certainly don't appreciate getting slapped around like that. Now, here's a classic move, touching the royal guard's hat. I mean, who can resist the urge to touch the most iconic part of their uniform? It's not like it's there for a reason, right? Just begging for your hands all over it. And what does she do? Just laughs it off like some sort of comedy show. If this doesn't scream, I'm a pro at making bad decisions, I don't know what does. And there she goes, laughing in the face of authority, as if the royal guard is just some street performer waiting for a standing ovation. But here's the kicker. When the guard finally snaps and shouts at her to stop, she just keeps on mocking. Bold move, but I'm not sure it's going to end the way she's expecting. And here's another genius move, standing directly in the way of a royal guard. You know, just a casual, let me stand in the path of a guy holding a loaded weapon moment. What's the worst that could happen? Spoiler alert, the guard doesn't have time to dodge traffic for you. They just keep walking. They're working. You're in the way, and you're about to learn why you should never challenge the path of a royal guard.
Bye-bye!
Oh, but wait, the best part, when you're not paying attention and a guard comes barreling through, you might end up getting squashed between two of them. Now, I know it's not ideal, but when you're this close to the action, that's kind of your problem, isn't it? And even when they're faced with protests, the guards remain unbothered. It's almost like they're immune to the nonsense. And then we have the tourists, who didn't get the memo. They think the guards are there to chat and answer questions. No, sweetie, they're there to guard, not to be your personal punching bags for jokes. Oh, look at this guy. He's really trying to out-intimidate a royal guard with a stare down. That's cute. Does he think he's in a Western movie? That if he squints hard enough, the guard will suddenly drop his weapon and back down? Yeah, no. That guard didn't even flinch. He didn't blink. He didn't even acknowledge this clown's existence. Just straight up owned him without saying a word. That's what true power looks like. And yet, people still don't get the hint. Because if you thought this was rough, just wait till you see what this next fool does. Alright, so this genius thought, hey, I know what would be hilarious, messing with a fully armed soldier standing on duty. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right? Oh, what's that? Instant regret. Yeah, buddy, maybe don't test the patience of someone trained to defend royalty. The guard had zero hesitation, zero remorse, and about 0 seconds of patience left for this nonsense. You just walked into a brick wall of authority, and now you're acting surprised. Please, some people just wake up and choose bad decisions. Like this guy who thought, you know what would really make my trip memorable? Grabbing a royal guard's uniform. Because apparently learning from the mistakes of others is just too much effort. Yeah, big mistake. That guard didn't even give him a second chance. Didn't pause, didn't negotiate, just enforced immediate justice. No warnings, no sir, please step back. Just pure, unfiltered, you messed up energy. And I gotta say, it's well deserved. Alright, now we have another contender for the how fast can I make a guard lose his patience challenge. And let me tell you, the results are always the same. Oh, buddy, that was the exact opposite of a good idea. This guy really thought the guard was just going to stand there and take it? No, sir. You test the patience of a royal guard, and you get exactly what's coming to you. That's not just a rule, it's a guarantee. Ah, yes, the classic, let's all gather around and push the limits strategy. It's almost as if they think that standing in numbers somehow reduces the guard's ability to enforce discipline. Spoiler, it doesn't. And boom, shut down immediately. No hesitation, no mercy, just swift royal justice delivered in record time. You can actually see the moment they realize they messed up. I'd like to say they'll learn from this, but let's be real, there's always another clueless tourist waiting in line. If you're loving watching these clueless tourists get what's coming to them, do yourself a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to see more of these glorious fails, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We're dying to hear what you think these tourists really learned today. We're out of here. Just remember, next time you think about getting too close to a royal guard, don't.